Oodaaq, a musical by Jenna Cady. Our characters: Joanne, 18, trans feminine, a late bloomer, finished homeschool, and still lives at home. Mindy, 45, female, Joe's mom, a nurse and a confident plus-size woman. Bruce, 50, male, Mindy's current boyfriend, a successful boat captain and fisherman. Tommy, 25, male, Joe's cousin, a professional hockey player. Whitney, 24, male, Joe's brother, a community college student. The place is Destruction Bay, 260 kilometers from Whitehorse, Yukon Territory. The time is Christmas Eve. It is set in a modest kitchen in a modest house. In or near the kitchen is a small hill of rock and gravel. Separate from the kitchen set is the kitchen door, with steps that lead up to it. Scene 1, the stage is black.
The ice and cold won't make us turn back.
The ice and cold won't make us turn back. The ice and cold won't make us turn back.
Turn back, Yukon way.
Hey, hey,
row it that way to the light of day.
hey, hey,
row it all day.
row it all day to Destruction Bay.
Joanne is seen standing on a small hill of rock and gravel. She appears to be surrounded by a vast ocean.
A wayward wind won't make us turn back.
A wayward wind won't make us turn back. A wayward wind won't make us turn back.
Turn back, Yukon way.
Hey, hey,
row it that way to the light of day.
hey, hey,
row it all day.
row it all day to Destruction Bay.
Lights expand and we see the kitchen. Bruce and Mindy sing while cooking, cleaning, and hanging decorations, wrapping presents. They are preparing for an event at the 11th hour.
A lover's call won't make us turn back.
A lover's call won't make us turn back. A lover's call won't make us turn back.
Turn back, Yukon way.
Hey, hey,
row it that way to the light of day.
hey, hey, row it all day to Destruction Bay. Hey, hey, row it that way to the light of day. Hey, hey, row it all day to Destruction Bay.
Bruce and Mindy hold the last note out comically long and they burst out laughing when one of them runs out of breath. They kiss.
Go turn on the tree. Clear out those needles.
Already done.
I hear you coming.
Wind chill is supposed to be -15 today. I wouldn't blame them for taking their time.
Hey, Tommy uses Fahrenheit, right? So for him, it's a toasty 5 degrees out.
You can't know that off the top of your head.
Can you hear me?
Is it a crime to be good with numbers? If the tree's finished, I need someone to sweep away all the dirt that got tracked in.
Hey, Joe Schmo!
Joanne, come help your mother.
Joanne climbs down and enters the kitchen. Her hands are immediately filled with a broom and dustpan.
Welcome to the land of the living. Care to pitch in?
It's still dark out.
It's 10:30, hun. I have to stop by the clinic before we close up for Christmas.
Mindy takes Joanne's face in her hands.
Joanne, you are beautiful, and you are their family, and you are going to participate in this dinner, okay?
But what if, instead, I stay in my room the whole time, so when they make fun of me for wearing girls' clothes, I don't know about it?
Why would they make fun of a girl for wearing girls' clothes?
Mom,
Honey, these walls are paper. Unfortunately, you're going to hear what everyone has to say. Bruce, make sure she does some work.
Will do, boss.
Mindy dons multiple layers of outerwear ending with a bright pink parka. She grabs her purse and flies out the door.
I'm going back to bed.
Hey, come on. Why don't you help your old man wrap some presents for Mom?
Don't pretend to be my dad, please.
Excuse me?
Please.
Okay, yeah. At least wrap Mindy's present before disappearing back into your cave. Deal?
The sound of footsteps in the snow. Light expands. Joe drops the broom and dustpan and stumbles back to the hill. Bruce quickly picks them up and continues speaking as if Joe was still there.
Jesus, Joseph, I don't care what your mother says. You're legally an adult and you have to start acting like it.
Lights change as Bruce returns to the kitchen table. His motions become stylized, robotic, as he continues wrapping presents through the following song. The melody from Joe harmonies with Mindy's actress.
I hear them coming from away, carried by the wind and carried by the waves. I hear them, speaking soft and low with the face of gray.
In the next verse, we see two figures dawn breaking at midday. A fiddle continues the tune from the previous song, Joyful, an Irish jig. Lights rise on the kitchen, and in the same moment as the end of scene 1, but the light is kinder. Joe is not on the hill, but sitting on the kitchen floor. A jovial knocking at the door, Joe scrambles to answer it. Enter Tommy and Whitney, travel-worn. Upon seeing Joe, they silently cheer and scoop her into a hug. They marvel at her new hair, new everything. Bruce clears his throat and the reunion is put on hold. Tense handshakes and silent introductions are made between Bruce and the boys. Beat. Bruce grabs a box of decorations and heads outside. The boys and Joe whistle along to the melody, and when the door closes, they burst out laughing.
Where does Mindy find these guys?
Beats me.
I swear, if one more of Mom's boyfriends ends up being a douchebag, I'm rescinding her dating privileges. What's his name? Something blunt and awkward, just like him.
Bruce, he said.
This one seems to be sticking around, though, which is more than can be asked of the men around here, apparently.
Oh, I'm crushed. Jesus, it feels like I haven't seen you guys since we were kids.
Oh, speaking of, I have something for you.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Don't move.
Joe rushes out down the hall.
Do you see that hair?
It's different.
Whitney takes in his childhood home, goes to the fridge and grabs a few beers. He offers one to Tommy with a flourish.
In any case, welcome back to the Bay.
Welcome yourself. I happen to know you haven't made the trek back since summer.
Does my mom complain?
Lights up on the back porch. Bruce stands on a stepladder hanging Christmas decorations. Mindy comes down the walk. She carries a bottle of wine with a gigantic bow around the neck, obviously a gift from a coworker. She taps on Bruce's shoulder. He jumps. She shows him the wine. He smiles. They kiss. She joins him, hanging lights and steadying the ladder.
If Mindy doesn't call once a week to talk about her sweet baby boy, I think she'd have an aneurysm from the pressure building in her head.
It's not comforting to think about my family having a regularly scheduled meeting to gossip about me behind my back.
I haven't heard from Whit in 3 weeks. He's out partying all night. All he does is ask for money.
Silent words pass between Bruce and Mindy. He pulls out his wallet and procures a single $100 bill and gives it to her. She smiles, they kiss, the lights fade on them.
Mom seems to have this wild fantasy that I'm out at frat parties, you know, the fraternities that Yukon College totally has.
Baby Whitney won't call his mommy back. He wets the bed every night without his sweet mama.
Fuck off.
It's a cross-eyed bear dealing with your own personal issues.
I don't have personal issues, okay?
Are you a person? Because you definitely have issues.
You're a guest hero, bro. Maybe take it easy on insulting your host.
You don't live here either, dipshit. It's my dad's somewhere around here.
His car wasn't anywhere up the drive.
Does he still drive that Honda?
How am I supposed to know what kind of car your dad drives? Did you suddenly lose the ability to speak to your father when you left for Anchorage?
It's not like you've seen him in years. You make me sound like a fucking pilgrim, Whit.
Is that not what you are? Is that not what you did? Travel to a land of barbaric opportunity to escape from this godforsaken wasteland? For a fucking hockey team?
Remember when I said you have issues? I was joking then, but
And I do see my dad.
you do?
Am I supposed to be sad because I don't live abroad?
It's not abroad, it's fucking Alaska, Whit.
Crossing the calendar upstage.
Am I supposed to be depressed because instead of becoming a complete stereotype,
He folds the page up to January. The visage of Tommy appears on the next page, dressed in full hockey garb, an action shot.
I decided to go to college and get an education?
Oh, are you implying that Canadians aren't smart?
No, Tommy, I believe you are inferring it.
Oh, fuck you!
We aren't that backcountry.
That's fucking disgusting.
What is?
Stop it. You know exactly what I'm saying.
What could you possibly mean? Ooh, I think Tommy's inferring again.
Tommy stands in faux offense, clutching his figurative pearls. Joe enters from the hallway, holding a present behind her back.
Okay, sit down.
Hold your horses.
Tommy walks right past Joe to the fridge to get another beer.
You want some pop, Joseph?
No thanks, Tommy.
Want a beer?
No thanks, Tommy.
Why?
I'm 18, Tommy.
Exactly. You only have a year to go.
Tom,
Tommy finally looks up from the fridge.
What?
that's my sister you're talking to.
Right, right.
To Joe.
I'm sorry, this is just such a new thing.
Will you just sit down already?
Okay.
Tommy sits at the table, and Joe procures a brightly wrapped present.
Joanne undermining the sanctity of the Christmas morning gift exchange. What a rebel.
It didn't seem like that kind of a present.
Tommy voraciously rips off the gift wrap. It's a picture in a frame.
What is it?
When Tommy doesn't answer.
It's a picture of Uncle Henry and Tommy when he was a kid.
Huh? Where did you find that?
You know, around.
Tom?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Tommy?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey man, it's a cool gift, right?
Tommy stands and crosses to the hill. Joe and Whitney continue as if he is still sitting at the table.
6, 7, 8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Tommy, are you all right?
5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, Tom. Say thank you to Joe. Don't be a douche. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Lights shift outside. Bruce is walking down the path with the ladder, exits. Mindy stands by the door, counting a stack of bills in her hand. It is a lot of money. The rhythm of the song changes to match her counting.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mindy recounts her money again and again, half out of disbelief and half searching for some sort of self-justification.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Lights back up on the hill and the kitchen. Whitney is backing away from the table toward the kitchen door, and Joe is stood taking the picture frame with her. They both stare at Tommy's empty seat. The singing dynamic returns and surpasses the original volume.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mom?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mom!
2, 3,
Mom, are you out there?
Mindy jumps, hearing them, and stuffs the cash into her
6,
jacket.
7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mindy reaches out for the kitchen door. Lights out. End of scene. Scene 3. The wind picks up, snow falls. Lights up on the kitchen. The whole family is there. Tommy leans against the kitchen counter. The rest are sitting at the table. Mindy, just now sitting, distributes small plates of rolls and casserole.
This is just something to tide us over until Uncle Henry gets here. I don't want anyone stealing bites of anything else. Tom?
Mindy offers a plate to Tom. He shakes his head.
I imagine the roads are pretty bad right now, so we'll just have to be patient. Because there was no way to predict that the roads might be icy on Christmas Eve.
I don't blame him for taking his time. I wouldn't want to be driving in this weather.
Can't drive at all.
That's beside the point.
It's exactly the point.
To Mindy.
Did he say when he was for sure coming?
Yes, but your father isn't exactly known for being punctual.
He'll get here when he gets here, Pumpkin. You should really sit down and eat something yourself. Do us all a favor.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
language, you two. What are you going on about?
Bruce looks up to see Mindy glaring at him.
Oh, now don't you start with me, Mindy. I'm just trying to keep the peace
Do you
here.
think that's what the problem is? Is the source of all my inconveniences rooted in food? Am I magically going to become a perfect little Betty Crocker the instant I stuff my face?
You know what? You just might.
My problems are valid, Bruce. My brother is 2 hours late for Christmas Eve, and I spent all day cooking just for the food to go cold.
Mindy, I'm trying to have a pleasant evening with my family. You are preventing me from doing that.
Whitney begins to interject, but
I want to spend some family time with my new sons. Is that too much to fucking ask?
Bruce, don't say that. I've told you a million times that Joe...
It doesn't matter, Mom.
Yes, it does. Don't say that.
He's not going to get it right anytime soon, so let's just move on.
It's new. It can be hard.
He's going to get it right because he's a part of his family now.
Mindy, why don't you go make the bed for your brother while you calm down?
Mindy stands and crosses to the hall, exits. None of the children move a muscle. Bruce stares at them expectantly. Suddenly he stands up from his plate, lets it drop into the sink, and follows Mindy out.
Fuck this, honestly.
Jesus.
Who does he think he is talking to Mindy like that? Talking to us?
Tommy has finally looked at Joe. Her face rests in her hands. Whitney doesn't notice.
I don't like it. Nothing about this situation feels right.
You haven't even seen the most of it. She's obsessed with him. I go to sleep at night, and she's talking with him on the phone. I wake up in the morning, and he's sitting right there at the table with that smug look on his face, as if I'm the guest, as if I'm the one who's just visiting. You know that boat that Dad left behind? Just sitting in the marina, rusting away? He found the keys and took Mom out on the bay for a date night. The man works as a captain, and he had to take my dad's boat. It's as good as his anyway. It's not like Dad's coming back for it. He's probably 1,000 miles away, doing whatever it is he does.
Well, it's not like he's disappeared without a trace.
That's actually exactly how I would describe it, Tom.
Well, if he's still talking to Whitney, there's a chance, right? I mean, if he and Mindy could just sit down and talk, I think...
What?
Tommy.
Whit told me he still sees him. Is that not right?
Whitney?
Well, yeah, Joe, he stopped by my place a few times, but...
He was in Whitehorse? You saw him and you didn't tell me? He was in Whitehorse and he didn't come to see me?
Come on, Joe, he's in a complicated situation. You can't blame him.
I miss him too. I miss the way we did Christmas Eve as kids. That was one of the only times my dad was really happy, when he was driving us to your place.
Yeah, big guy? How does that make you feel?
Hey now, you better watch yourself, little man.
Whatever, little man. Dick?
Tommy stares at Whitney in disbelief. He shares a look with Joe. He stands and crosses to the fridge looking for beer.
Littler than you'd like to admit.
Yeah? Is that what your doctors say?
Opening a new bottle.
You better shut your little mouth.
Should you even be drinking that? You're drinking us out of house and home.
Will you shut the fuck up?
Joe begins nervously tapping her foot.
Maybe I should take the truck back now.
Hey, hey!
Come on, man.
I'm a grown-ass man. I can drink whenever I want.
Hey, hey!
Tommy, please.
I can also leave whenever I want, you fucking douchebag.
Hey, hey, roll it that way!
Tommy, I'm sorry.
Roll it that way to destruction, babe!
I don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. None of us have to be here. Nobody has to live in this godforsaken house. I'm not wanted, then if I'm not wanted, then I'm gone, okay?
Joe's calls are met with the responses of Bruce and Mindy, who have come in from the hallway. They hide around the corner, scared.
Hey, hey, roll it that way to destruction, babe! Hey, hey!
If I'm not wanted, then I'm gone. I don't need you fuckers. I've never needed you. Hey, hey!
Beer slips out of his hand as he goes to prevent him from spilling. He collapses on the floor crying. Whitney is frozen and moves too.
Hey, hey, roll it that way to destruction, babe!
Whitney kneels beside Tommy and takes him into his arms.
Hey, hey, tell me you'll stay. Tell me you'll sit with me, let it give way. Hey, hey, tell me you'll stay. Tell me
Whitney
you'll
repeats
sit
his
with me,
verse
let it
over and
give
over,
way.
hugging Tommy and rocking him back and
Tell
forth.
me you'll stay.
The lights fade
Tell
out.
me you'll
End
sit
of
with
scene.
me, let it give way.
Scene 4. The sound of a folk band tuning up before a performance. Lights up on the upstage portion of the kitchen. The silhouettes of Tommy and Bruce are sitting at the ends of the kitchen table, wrapped in blankets and drinking coffee. Mindy is cooking. Music continues as lights come up on the kitchen door. Joe sits on the back steps with more layers and more blankets, smoking. Whitney is coming up the walk with a plastic bag from the convenience store.
You smoke?
Yeah.
Since when?
I've been smoking since before you left, Whit.
That's...
Whitney leans against the door frame. He clears his throat and pulls out his own cigarettes.
I mean, I'd say they were bad for you, but... How's school?
I'm not in school, Whit.
What? Why? I don't think you can drop out of homeschool.
I graduated, Whitney. I have my GED. I'm done.
Whitney begins to speak again, but
It's been half a year, Whit.
Half a year is a pretty small amount of time in the grand scheme of things.
it begins to snow.
What are you doing out here, Joe? You're gonna freeze.
I was gonna help Uncle Henry out of his car when he gets here.
I don't think you have to worry about that for a while.
Do you think Dad might come?
What do you mean?
Well, you've been talking to him, right? If he's around, maybe he'll stop by for Christmas Eve dinner. It used to be so important to him. Maybe it still is.
I really doubt it.
It's the least he could do.
Dad's in Toronto. He does odd jobs in the city. He was only in town for a month or so last summer to get his ducks in a row. I really don't think he's gonna swing by anytime soon. Come on, sis, we don't need him to function. We're still a family, right?
Since when do you call me sis?
Joe, what is all this about? It's not like I did anything.
You saw him and you didn't say anything to me. You're doing something now. You're pretending.
Is pretending such a bad thing? Maybe things would turn out better around here if we would just all pretend to want to be around each other on Christmas fucking Eve.
I do want to be around you.
Whitney sits on the stoop next to Joe. They adjust and lean back against the door.
Why have we never at least pretended to be brother and sister? Why don't I know you at all?
I don't think people are automatically like that, even when they're family.
We grew up in the same house, we went to the same school, we were two of the only kids of a whopping 55 people who live here.
35.
What?
The O'Neills and the Johnsons moved, on to bigger and better things.
Jesus.
What did you guys talk about?
Huh?
You and Dad.
The first time he stopped by my apartment with a six-pack and we watched one of Tommy's games on TV, we said maybe 5 words to each other the whole time. He fell asleep on my couch and was gone in the morning. It was really weird, Joe. He looked like a child. I felt like I had to tuck him in and sing him to sleep. Remember the way he and Mom used to, don't you fret and don't you frown?
Oh my God.
When baby cries,
It breaks his crown.
don't you fret and don't you frown. Lace your boots and quiet down. Drive your sleigh through Longyear Town.
Lights follow Mindy as she crosses to the kitchen table, placing a plate of cookies in front of Tommy and pulling him into a hug. She sings along. Bruce stares. Christmas lights all across the stage and the house start to glow. And back. Act 2, Scene 1. Blackout.
Goes something a little bit like this. I once walked a crooked path, the crookedest road I ever did see. I walked that crooked road with hopes I'd make my way right back to thee. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as an arrow and crooked as a tree. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as a river in the good North Sea.
Let's fade up on the kitchen. Bruce, Joe, Whitney, and Tommy sit around the table, which is littered with cards and half-played board games. Bruce teaches them childish hand gestures to go along with his song.
Off that road was a crooked path, the crookedest path I ever did see. I walked that crooked path with hopes I'd make my way right back to... That's not quite right, is it? Let me start. On that path was a crooked house, the crookedest house I ever did see. The house on the path and the path on the road. I walked that crooked road with hopes I'd make my way right back to thee. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as an arrow and crooked as a tree. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as a river and the good North Sea. In that house was a crooked door, the crookedest door I ever did see. The door in the house and the house on the path and the path on the road. I walked that crooked road with hopes I'd make my way right back to thee. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as an arrow and crooked as a tree. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as a river and the good North Sea.
Lights fade up on the hill in the next verse. Mindy sits with cash strewn around her. She rearranges it, trying to find the order and balance to it all.
And through that door was a crooked bed, the crookedest bed I ever did see. The bed through the door, and the house, and the path, and the path on the road. I walked that crooked road with hopes I'd make my way right back to thee. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as an arrow and crooked as a tree. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as an arrow and good North Sea.
Mindy takes the time to be done the hand motions of the song.
On the bed, a crooked man, the crookedest man I ever did see. The man on the bed, and the bed through the door, and the door, and the house, and the house, and the path on the road. I walked that crooked road with hopes I'd make my way right back to thee. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as an arrow and crooked as a tree. Hey, hey, it's crooked sea, crooked as a river and a good North Sea. In the man, the crooked soul, the crookedest soul I ever did see. The soul and the man in the bed, and the... What happened? Got too long?
Mindy silently continues the hand gestures.
Is that a religious song, Bruce?
What are you doing calling me Bruce? I'm your dad, for Christ's sake.
Well, I'm 20 years old. It's a little late in the game to be trying to, you know...
Wait. What, have a nice moment with my kids? It's not a religious song.
We do already have a dad.
Of course it's not.
And why would being religious such a bad thing?
Like, we're still his kids.
It's not a bad thing, it's just...
We want to keep things from getting heavy.
Is religion a heavy subject? It's Christmas Eve.
So calling you our dad feels a little disrespectful.
Everyone pauses, including Mindy.
Disrespectful.
Or not disrespectful, really, just kind of inaccurate.
Since when do you have any respect for your elders, Joseph?
Hey!
From the hill.
Joanne, can you come give me a hand?
To wit.
What?
That's my sister.
Excuse me?
That's my sister you're talking to.
Joanne, come back here. Help me.
Calling down the hallway.
Hold your fucking horses. Mindy!
Don't!
Hey,
And you are all trying to talk about respect?
The way you talk to Mom, the way you talk to Joe, this needs to stop.
I will talk to my wife and my children however I see fit. You think you're all grown up now, but one day you'll learn about how the world really works. About how family works.
Do you really think we're so young that we can't see that you're full of shit?
Joe.
Maybe I am full of shit. Maybe I am completely full of shit. Maybe you're not my kids, and maybe I'm not your fucking father, but this is my house. My house!
That is not even close to being true.
I pay the mortgage. Did you know that?
Money flutters down onto Mindy's head.
I've been paying for this house since before Mindy even let me take her out to dinner. I'm the only one around here that's actually providing for this family. I go out on that bay every morning and I put in work. What work do you put in, Joe? Where's those tears? That sweat, the blood?
Don't you speak of words irreconcilable. Chaos reigns when that takes you far.
If you're so old and wise, maybe you should think about moving out. Stop being a burden on your poor mother.
Don't you speak destruction breed.
You don't need to hear this, Joe.
It's all because of your good-for-nothing father that Mindy's in this mess anyway.
The money rains harder. Tommy stands.
You shut your fucking
To
mouth.
Joe.
You're gonna get a job or you're gonna get out of here.
Don't you speak.
You don't even live here, Bruce.
Chaos reigns.
Why don't you go spend some time with your real father?
Bruce dumps a deck of cards from the table on Joe. They scatter everywhere. Sound cuts out. Lights retract to just Joe and Mindy. They scramble to pick up cards and money, respectively.
Don't you speak. Chaos reigns. Don't you speak destruction.
Lights out, except for the hill. End of scene. Scene 2. Mindy is surrounded by a raging storm. She struggles to hold in all the cash in her arms, and eventually she lets it fall onto the hill. But Bruce steps into the light. They move and look as if they are looking in the mirror of their master bathroom.
Your children are out of control, Mindy.
They're upset. Can you hand me my brush?
They have no reason to be. Things are finally looking up for you. What are you doing?
My hair.
What for?
Can you hand me my pens?
You finally have a reliable roof over your head. You have a stable future. Isn't that what you've always wanted?
Yeah.
You finally have a man who can look after you. Isn't that what you always wanted, baby?
Mindy takes a hard look in the mirror.
Yeah. Can you hand me my spray?
Will you just tell me what's wrong? I hate seeing you so upset.
I hate seeing my kids so upset.
You need to let them go, Mindy. Your kids will always want more and more and more. What about what you want? I know what you want.
Bruce.
Look at me, Mindy. And stop doing your damn hair. Do you remember our first date? The wine out on the lake?
In my husband's boat.
I always thought that was a ballsy move,
In the freezing cold.
even though it was April.
You're not really from around here.
No, but I'd like to be. That's all I want. I want to be in this house, in my house. Make everything just the way that you like it. I know what you like.
Bruce, we can't stay on this trajectory. I love my kids more than anything else. All I want is for them to have a father, for this house to be safer than the storms outside.
I think that you'd like a trip for a new pair of shoes.
Mindy begins to protest.
Please, it's my pleasure.
Bruce bends down and picks up one of the crumpled $100 bills from the gravel. He smooths it out and hands it to Mindy.
Consider it an early Christmas gift. Does that make you happy? Does that make you happy?
Yeah, it would. Can you hand me my brush?
Lights out on the hill. The sun is set. Lights up on the outside kitchen door. Tommy and Whitney sit on the porch. They hold flashlights to see through the snow and wind.
I can't feel my fucking face.
Where the hell is he, Tom?
He probably slept in.
Slept in 6 hours?
It takes 2 hours to get out here. Maybe he got halfway here, had to turn back, go back and get his car fixed or whatever.
Or whatever?
Yeah, or whatever. He's just late. I can't feel my fucking face. I'm going inside.
He's your dad, dude. Don't you want to make sure he gets in safe?
I don't give a shit.
You seemed to give a shit 20 minutes ago when you threw Monopoly at my soon-to-be stepdad's head.
That was bullshit.
Bullshit.
He
Bullshit.
stands.
Bullshit, Whit. I don't want that psychopath around Mindy or Joe or you.
You're not exactly one to talk.
What? What exactly do you think is wrong with me, Whit?
I mean, I don't know. You don't talk about it, so...
Post-traumatic stress, Whit. I'm working on it. I'm seeing people for it. Do I get violent? Yeah, I do sometimes. It happens. But I'm not him. I'm not Bruce. I'm not some fucking scumbag holding your family hostage or whatever. What was that? He's paying for the mortgage? How did they even meet?
I think at the clinic, but I wasn't really around.
The Bay barely has more residents than my fucking hockey team. And Mindy goes and finds some rich douche that I've never even heard of?
Post-traumatic stress?
Yeah,
From what?
trauma.
I didn't know something was actually wrong, Tommy. I don't know what I said. I don't know when I said that stuff before.
You didn't know? Yes, you didn't know. Yes, you did know. I told you. I told everyone. I called everyone. Everyone
I
knows.
thought you were homesick or got hit on the head one too many times. I don't know.
How is it that you're the only one who went to college and you're still a brain-dead asshole?
Hey.
Pause. Tom sits and breathes, collecting himself. Whit puts a hand on his shoulder, but he shrugs it off. He points his flashlight down the walk.
It's Henry.
Where?
It was Henry. It was my dad.
You mean he was the...
Yeah.
No way. That motherfucker, what did he do?
Quiet, Whit.
I'll kill him. The second he rolls up that fucking driveway, I'm going to bash his head in.
That's what I was thinking.
What?
That's what I've been thinking about for about 2 years. I would buy a plane ticket, then refund it the next day, over and over. I wanted to talk with him. Kill him. Put him in a nursing home. Trash this place, I don't know. But I wanted to do something. To make something end. Have closure, move on. That's not how things work. You don't get closure in real life.
You have to do something, Tommy.
I don't have to do anything. And I shouldn't. Do you know how terrible my dad's life already is?
My dad's life is a mess too, but he never abused me. That's unforgivable. We're all already in our own personal hells, and he had to make yours just that much worse. Everything he's getting right now, he deserves. And I'm definitely going to give him what he deserves when I see him pull up that fucking driveway. A clean head cannot conspire.
A clean head cannot conspire.
A clear head cannot conspire, a man on high cannot form thought. A man who has his fingers soft, cannot hide when he is soft. A clear head cannot conspire, a man on high cannot form thought. A man who has his feet packed off, cannot hide when he is sought.
Scene 3. The stars come out. Lights up on the kitchen. Mindy and Joe were bent over the sink, washing dye out of Mindy's hair. They towel it off. Mindy straightens up. Her hair is a mess.
How's it look?
I can't tell, Mom. It's still wet.
You can't tell at all?
Not really. Can I ask why?
What?
This.
Joe gestures vaguely toward the sink, then Mindy's head.
Henry always said I was too prissy. Such a goody two shoes that I'd never do it. And I bet Bruce would get a kick out of it. And I wanted to. That's why, Joanne, because I wanted to.
How's Bruce?
What do you mean, baby?
Do you think you're going to marry him?
Joanne,
I mean, I feel like I should know. You know what's happening.
you know exactly what's happening, baby. You're here in this house with me, aren't you? You see everything I see.
Well,
What is it?
what I'm seeing isn't the best situation for us. For you.
Cleaning up the sink.
I think this is a very good situation for us.
But for you.
Joe, the situation that is best for us is the best for me as well.
Earlier, he said some things about the house, about your payments.
Don't pay any mind to that. Bruce is a businessman. He cares about money more than a lot of people.
He's a fisherman.
He drives a fishing boat. He's a captain. He owns his own business.
Yeah, but you're not a housewife. You're a nurse. You work hard. Is that not enough to pay for our house?
No, Joe, it isn't.
Why? How?
We paid off the house while your father was still here, so for a long time we didn't need to worry about the house. Once he was gone, it felt like we didn't have any worries in the world.
Why do we need Bruce then? What happened?
I love Bruce. I love him. He helps me, he supports me, but he loves me, Joe. I know it can be hard. I know he's not your dad.
What happened, Mom?
Bruce is helping me with some money issues because I took out a second mortgage.
I don't know what that means.
It's hard to explain. Uncle Henry is sick.
Oh.
Or less sick than hurt. When your dad left, Henry got mad. They got in a fight and Henry didn't win. He was in the hospital for a long time and he still goes to physical therapy. He did all that for me.
Why didn't you tell me any of this?
He asked for help and I gave it to him. He needed money. If someone has the guts to ask for help, don't they deserve it?
I suppose. Mom, do you need help?
With what?
None of this feels right. I miss Dad so much. I know we were never really that close, but at least he tried.
Of course he tried. He tried really hard.
He would try so hard somehow without doing any work at all. He had no clue what I was interested in or cared about. The last night I saw him, instead of telling me he loved me or that he was leaving, he told me about this place called Oodaaq.
Where on earth is that?
A small hill of gravel and rock in the middle of the ocean, once considered to be the northernmost point of land on the planet.
Once considered. Did someone else take the title?
No, eventually it just got washed away.
Everything will work out, Joe. Joe, we will hold this out until we can make it on our own.
I'll get a job. I'll work. Just don't let it stay, please.
This isn't a crisis situation.
Yes, it is.
Uncle Henry is going to get here any minute. We're going to talk it all out.
He was supposed to be here hours ago, Mom. I don't think he's coming.
Of course he is, Joe.
Shouldn't we call someone? Send someone to look for him?
He's almost here, Joe. I know it. He's almost here.
Mindy begins to sing. She breaks down, collapsing into Joe's arms. The lights fade. Her voice is heard in only
I
darkness.
hear him coming from away, carried by the wind and carried by the waves. I hear him near and speaking soft and low with a face of gray. I hear him near him coming from away, carried by the door and singing songs of day. I hear him near and say a prayer aloud, singing come what may.
Scene 4. Lights up on the hill. Everyone is sitting in a circle facing away from each other, except for Bruce. He is seen sitting at the head of the table in the kitchen, alone. They are saying grace before Christmas Eve dinner.
Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest. Let thy gifts to us be blessed.
Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest. Let thy gifts to us be blessed.
God is great,
Jesus, be
God
our
is
guest.
Let us thank him for our food. By his hands does all our best.
Let thy gifts to us be blessed. Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest. Let thy gifts to us be blessed. Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest. Let thy gifts to us be blessed.
Amen. Fine. Let's enjoy our meal.
Thank you, Bruce. That was beautiful.
Is that something you do before all your meals?
I try.
Even on the boat?
Even out on the boat, yes.
They sit still, enough time for them to each eat a few bites, as if they were in the real world.
I'm sorry everything's reheated. I was being a little stubborn.
You weren't being stubborn, Mom.
The pies will still be fresh.
Yes. Thank you, baby.
So, do you really think he's not coming?
If not, I'm sure he'll call when he makes it back to his apartment.
He's not coming. I doubt he was ever coming at all.
Let's eat.
Silence, where the noise of eating would be.
It's really good, Mom.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, boys, for making it out here. That's all I can really ask for, right? for my boys to come home.
Personally, I'm glad he's not here.
Excuse me?
Will you just drop it, Bruce?
If we let him sleep in that guest room, he would be there for weeks, months.
Is that a bad thing?
It's great having the family all under one roof, right?
The potatoes are amazing, Mom.
Thank you, baby.
To Bruce.
I, for one, would be ecstatic to have my brother closer to home.
Closer, sure, but not in.
We've had these plans for months, Bruce. Henry's my family.
I'm family. Your kids, when they have the heart to come back, are family. Your brother moved hours away so that he could indulge in his bad habits.
He's been sober since he left town.
In his defense, he moved to Whitehorse. It's not a big jump.
How do you know he's been sober? When's the last time you even saw him? Your own father.
Tommy stands, the light around the hill changes.
Why are you doing this? Why are you here? You've done nothing but be nasty to us, to my dad, to Mindy. What are you playing at?
I don't know where this is coming from.
I know about people like you.
I won't be talked like that in my own house.
This isn't your house.
Joe stands, the light on the hill changes.
I don't care what you're paying or what we aren't, but this isn't your house. This is our home.
You wouldn't have this house at all if it weren't for me. You'd all be out in Whitehorse living in some hovel like Henry.
As opposed to living out here in a hovel with you.
Whitney stands, lights on the hill change.
It's not a bad thing to want to be in a better situation. Leaving isn't giving up. It's making a choice to keep going.
I'm so proud of you for going to school, baby.
Thanks, Mom.
You're in a better situation on your mother's and my own dollar. You're out of our hair, but we're still pulling your weight. Joe isn't even out of the house.
Those are my kids.
Mindy stands, the lights on the hill change. They have become closer and closer to natural light.
And this is my house, and I decide who's in it. So you have to leave.
Me? Along with my money? Along with all the only reasonable mind in this place?
Yes.
I'm not going anywhere. It's Christmas Eve, and I'm going to finish my dinner in my house.
Fine.
What?
Then we're leaving.
You're leaving.
We're leaving.
We're leaving?
We're actually leaving.
Mindy and the kids descend the hill to the kitchen. They grab keys. Some go down the hall to get suitcases in a rhythmic fashion.
You can't actually be serious. Listen to me, Mindy. Hey!
Hey!
You're all going to freeze to death. Don't be stupid. Hey!
Hey, roll it that way to the light of day. Hey, hey, roll it all day to distraction
The
day.
gang addresses Bruce on their lines.
Oh, wayward, won't make us turn back.
The ice and cold won't make us turn back.
A lover's call won't make us turn back.
Turn back one way.
Hey, hey,
Roll that way to the light of day.
hey, hey, roll it all day to distraction day.
Exhumed all except Bruce is struggling to open the door against the snowstorm. The chorus repeats, the lights distort. Bruce goes to open the oven and smoke pours out of the open door. Coughing, he stumbles to the hill. He is surrounded by smoke. Sound cuts to ocean waves and the smoke turns to mist. A searchlight travels across the stage and finds him. A foghorn blows. Lights out. Ended play.
What should be here?
All the chairs but two.
Walk up. goodness.
Out the door.
Why are we this far?
Yeah, you picked up on it up there.
Audio. Well, hello.
Hey,
All of you know me, I'm not gonna bother introducing myself.
you want to?
Is that redundant? But I guess thanks for staying for the talk back. Let me start with a question for you guys. Maybe some first quick impressions of what you just saw or were in.
Men.
Men.
I was really interested in how all the men of the older generation were complete abusers and fuck-ups. And the boys, it's like then the boys were sort of precariously holding on to some kind of tenderness and hope and education and some kind of their own journey somehow. I felt like they were really on that little island.
Yeah, like Tommy and Whitney, I adore them
Yeah.
as characters. I think it's so easy to it would have been so easy to make those characters really one note, but they just filled so much space and so much purpose in the story.
Thank you.
Somebody else. Is there any points of confusion or where you're looking for clarity?
Any glaring plot holes that I don't notice because I've looked at it 10 billion times?
How old is Whitney stated to be in this? 25? Okay. Yeah, because in the script he says he's 20, but on the page, on the intro page, it shows he's like 23.
Yeah, on the intro page it says that they're 24 and 25.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, it's not like.
Yeah,
In the
it's not
script,
huge.
in the script, like in the actual dialogue, I think at some point I say that you're 20.
He does say,
Yeah.
yes, Whitney does say, I'm 20.
Thank you.
You know me, I'm only good at noticing like minutia.
That's not bad thinking. And Joe is how old? 19?
18. Did it make like sense that 19 is the drinking age in Canada? Like, was that confusing when that part came up?
I inferred it.
Yeah.
It was inferred quick.
It's still worth figuring out whether or not a GED is the appropriate thing to have.
Yeah, do
that's
they
true.
have GEDs in Canada?
Probably an equivalent, but it's probably not called a GED.
Yeah.
I think
Something more polite.
see, minutia.
Well, do you guys have any questions for Jenna?
So I guess on the one hand, I like that it's not spelled out for me, so I have a little speculation of my own, but the notion that Bruce has been paying for the house for a while, like, I guess like one more line of backstory about Bruce, Mindy, like how they got to where they are. Maybe.
The arrangements.
Yeah, the arrangement, yeah, was he, were they friends or?
I would also think if there's room for it, expanding on Uncle Henry's role in the story and kind of, I mean, we do get a lot of backstory, but I would like to see more specifically about the relationship between Uncle Henry and Tommy, since that's a very complicated relationship.
And on that same note, you're waiting for Uncle Henry thing. You know, because of your obsession with Samuel Beckett. I don't know how much you want to push that, but I think either give more of what Grace's asking for, or give more of people asking where Henry is. Because it feels like it's sort of falling between those two narratives of Henry being a symbol and Henry being an actual character that they're waiting for.
Is that a bad thing?
No.
Also, people are raising their hands, I cannot see you.
Yeah.
You're just
Haley
voices
and I
in the
both
dark.
heard things we wanted to say.
I was thinking,
I was also gonna, talk about
Thank
the,
you.
the Henry situation. And it was something about that. I think, I lost it. Give me a second.
It'll come back.
It'll come back.
It'll come back to me.
Well, now I have 3 things to say. It's Samuel Beckett's birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Samuel. 2, Abby, you watched it, so if you have anything to say, you're now an official audience member to speak and talk back to. And
I have something to say about the first thing, which is just things about your play. I really love how you incorporated the music. It's very different than most quote-unquote musicals, because this, I don't even know if this is like a musical.
I don't know either.
But it's really cool how it has that element to it that's just in there, and it actually works in there, so it's really good. Yeah.
My thing about that is that it isn't a musical where like everything is conveyed through music and there's song and dance and things like that. Like I did want the songs to be utilitarian and to like the songs be something you would hear in real life, kind of, but also to be heightened enough that they sort of like penetrate the scene, kind of, and like change the fabric of reality just like a tiny bit. So I think it's more heightened than like a play with music, but not quite like a musical.
I think it's totally breathtaking. It's just my favorite thing. And we're getting like, a percentage of how it will work in a fully staged, produced, rehearsed, event of this show, but I just think it's going to be magnificent. And so, as Abby was saying, so different from how musicals usually work. Tiny point, but when Tommy talks about the abuse and Whitney says Henry deserves everything he's going through right now, or everything he's getting right now, or something like that, because I knew that play, I took that as a reference to Henry being sick, right? Is that, what is it about?
They all know that Henry's going through a hard time.
Oh, okay.
Like I think what I was going for is that everyone thinks of Henry as like a bum who lives in like his own apartment in like the middle of White Horse or something, and he's sort of looked down upon and has a bad life.
Okay.
I think it sort of kept hush hush that he's hurt.
Okay, I just don't think we got a clue that Henry was having a hard time or something, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not a bad thing, actually, that we tie it together later, but I just wasn't sure how deliberate that was on your part. I also wondered if there's potential with the whole money thing and Mindy having to borrow money from Henry, whatever it was. Henry got hurt, right, in the fight with the guy who left, the husband and father who left. I also wondered if there'd been a money issue with Joe's transition. So that's something that you can get some mileage out of.
I have a question. The Oodaaq being on stage the whole time,
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of references where money gets added to it and also taken away. Will that affect the size of it? Is that your idea that it'll eventually like wash away, or like
There's
its
so
definition?
much cash that it like that's cool. That's a director question.
Oh, okay.
I'm a playwright. If you want to direct it and make it that way, that'd be cool.
But how did that image work for people?
Oodaaq or the money?
The Oodaaq.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
We've also been hearing about it for
I know.
4 months.
I kind of, and people may disagree with me on this, which is totally fine. I don't really need the whole what is Oodaaq thing in the script. That bothers me.
It could have been done a little more tasteful. I
Yes, I don't know. I'm a big one for metaphors and not explicitly stating things.
like
It's
I left
just
a lot of
thing.
I left a lot of other things not stated, like the thing about Long Ear Town and like
Yeah.
things like that. But like I sort of wanted to give give the audience like a taste,
Yeah.
so that if they go out and see it like at some big fancy theater, they go home and they Google like, is Oodaaq a real thing? And then they start Googling other things in the plan, and like, oh, that's a real thing too. And yeah.
Just like, maybe I just didn't like how it was done necessarily.
So I'm gonna really make your head spin as a writer, and I completely disagree. I actually want to see Oodaaq referenced more. I would like to see references to it. Maybe not.
Elizabeth is shaking her head.
I have no idea what's going on.
Maybe not like I think maybe only mentioning it by name, like Oodaaq, this real thing that was a stack of rock and gravel and it washed away over time. I think that's such a powerful symbol, and especially because you want to have it on stage. And I have literally never heard of this, and would have guessed this is something you completely just made up. And that would be brilliant if you did, but it's even more brilliant if you didn't. And I think it would be great if you could, again, just having references to things being washed away, things degrading over time, so that when we do hear maybe only that one instance, however that ends up coming about, of Oodaaq, that was the tallest northernmost point, and then it got washed away, that there can be those connections that are made more easily.
And because Joe likes to sort of talk under her breath and like have these sort of like say things that are sort of like connected to the action, but like are sort of commentary. I think there's a lot of room there to throw in some Oodaaq things like that.
Oodaaq, now we have an adjective.
Yeah, you can add it to the document.
The Oodaaq. Pop back over, we're done now. No, please continue. Do you have any questions for that?
You can do that.
Ooh, turn the tables. Not really. In like 5 minutes, I probably will, but not right now. Yeah.
I love it.
I kind of like it as the songs being almost like an oral tradition. Like if you ever
Not actually writing them down.
never write it down, and just every time a director wants to do it, they come to you, and then the next director has to go to them. Like, I don't know how that would work, but like I like the idea of it staying as an oral thing.
And it's also an excuse not to notate anything.
I mean, it's also neat because it gives each show the option to kind of do that music however they want for that show, which is really great.
To go their own way, but to go their own way.
Go your own way. Hey, Calvin.
Hey, Jenna.
What's up?
Whoa, hi Calvin.
I
didn't know you were here.
Because he hasn't said anything. Hey, Calvin, did you like my play?
I love them.
Thank you, Calvin.
We work for everyone.
Yeah. Solid. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
I'm starving and I don't want to make food because you know that I disaster the other day.
Thanks for coming.
I'm still kind of
Oh, good, that'd be great.
Okay, then I'll just
But
make
no,
that
yeah.
my favorite.
I'll take you there. I'll pick it up.
I was in my little oasis there.
Can you send me the doc?
I got it.
Yes.
And I'm
Is that what-
change up the speech management info, but I also need to send Alex my own copy.
I don't know.
Okay.
If I can have it done.
Yes.